Well, I'm at Kentucky Dragway today, and going to test this rear end out, make sure it's going to work right. And then I'll probably do some bracket racing also. Sweat my butt off, it's hot. But in the staging lanes, in my first pass, got all kinds of cars around me. Got the GoPro up there ready to go. But yeah, let's see what happens. More than likely get lined up against this GT500 over here. See if we can't take them. Well, on a bad note, the car didn't run what it should run, which we usually run a rubber line over those vents on the carburetor. The guy that built the carburetor said you need to do that with a cowl hood because it'll cause a vacuum in the fuel bowls. So hopefully that was the issue, because the DA is 2000, this thing should have ran at least 11.8. But put the gap on the GT500. Treating good too. Look, that was a good reaction time. Hopefully I can do that reaction time every time in a trophy race. See if we can't win a trophy. But we're going to go make another test pass with that rubber thing on the vents for the carburetor. I don't know if you can see through the cowl hood there or not. See it? A little bit. Right, let's go make another pass. Staging lanes are packed. A lot of my friends are here today. That's really untypical for a test and tune night, the weather like this. But you know, another plus note on this, we must have fixed the belt issue because we did not lose a belt. So that's a good thing. Hey, my buddy Tyler, what's up? Hey, my buddy Russell. They were over there talking to me earlier. They're moving over here on this side. They were parked on the other side. And then my buddy Brandon in the green shirt over there running that LT1 that we put the nitrous kit on. And then Rick's here, and Ricky's in here in his bolt-on LT1 car. It's having problems pulling timing the knock sensor. It's got that error 43, which I'm pretty sure is a bad knock sensor, or the wire to the knock sensor is melted on the header or something. I don't know.
I just also noticed in the staging lanes is my other buddy named Austin. He's got a 79 Malibu with a big block Chevy in it.
So I'm pretty sure that's Rick's car right there. And we got Brandon over here. We'll spray some nitrous. Getting her done. Nitrous. Woo-hoo. Pretty Corvette. Packed today. I figured I'd come today and do back-to-back runs. But no. time I only run a 1209. But I did fill the tank up with like 15 gallons of race gas. And I'll be honest with you,
You're right.
I don't think that race gas likes motor
This is the
for that car. There you go.
I got to put that on there. This is 82. That's the 91.
This is Austin. This is his Mustang. He just put a blower on it.
I'll run it down here when I get the motor working.
Needs to put that smaller pulley on it. It needs a dyno chain though.
Can you start and hit it?
Yeah.
I've got cam, intake.
Then Brandon's having nitrous problems again. This thing is
Fuel pump.
it's just mean.
Yeah.
No, that was me tapping it. Man, it didn't look like it had good nitrous up there, but it should have had. It was like it was hot what was in the line, but it could have done that on the way back. But you sure you push the foot all the way to the floor? Push your foot to the floor.
What?
Get in there and push your foot to the floor. Yeah, it's hitting good, man. I don't know. And even after it shut the car off, I hit it and it still sprayed. So. You didn't purge it up here? You don't got to purge.
What's your son's car run?
This is 12 flat. It's struggling, man. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm blaming it on the full tank of gas in my fat butt, but I ran it I-64 pretty much the same way, and it ran a 7.3. It's only running a 7.7 right now in the 8th. But I think I put race gas in it because we're going to spray it next weekend. I don't think it likes that. I don't think it likes that race gas. I don't think the AFR on that BP110 is the same as it is on 93, but you'd think it would be, but I think it needs dyno tune for the race gas if you're going to run it on motor. We run on motor on 93 usually, and then the race gas we spray with it. So on a plus note, I've cut an 07 light both times. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but yeah, this thing does not like. It was tuned on 93 for motor, and I put race gas in it because it was almost out of gas. And next weekend we're going to be spraying a lot of nitrous on it. So I put I put 12 gallons of VP110 in it, and it just does not like that VP110 on motor. But the rear end's holding up like it should, so nothing's slipping, everything's working there. So I don't know, it's running consistent 12 flat, so hopefully we can. And I'm cutting 07 lights. I don't know if they're doing the trophy race tonight or not. I don't think they are, but if they are, I'm gonna get in on that because I've been playing that no limit drag racing game, and I tell you what, that game's pretty accurate on the full tree, and to simulate doing a foot brake, I don't use the trans brake on the game. I tap the button instead of using the trans brake. But that seems to be helping me because I'm cut 2 07s in a row easily. I mean, but we'll get under here and look at this pinion angle and everything like that. But I just think the issue is it don't like race gas on motor because it was tuned for 93, and I think the AFR. I GoPro 2 of them passes, both of those passes, and we do have the wideband hooked up now. So hopefully, when I get that on the computer, I'll be able to see it and see what the AFR is. So then we can go from there on that. As far as running on motor on the race gas, if there's race gas in it. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Checking my work on the rear end on these shims, making sure nothing moved. I did use a marker, you can see, but it was a black marker on black. So, but everything looks good.
Everything moved.
There's Brandon. He's having trouble with the nitrous working again. He bought that cheap fuel pump. I give him a good one. I don't know why he put that cheap one. It came on there. It's cutting off and on, man. 1203. So this one had a check engine light. I hooked my HP tuners up to it, and it's saying the O2's bank 1 sensor one's bad, so he's got to do O2 sensors on that. But he's not racing that one until he gets a dyno tune, which I don't blame him. It's got a mail order tune on it right now, but we're at O2 sensors out. It's flooding the crap out of it. And then this one right here, the nitrous worked this time. It ran at 12, but I could still hear it cutting in and out. So, but he said he left his bottle on. So if you leave the bottle on, that pulls amps away from the fuel pump. So if your fuel pressure safety switch is set right on the edge, then it'll do that. But we're all just hanging out. And then Rick's got his LT1 over there. Knock sensor on his went bad. It's pulling 7 degrees time, and it's still running 13.2 and both on LT1. And about DA is about 1,000 right now. It seems like that car don't care what the DA is unless it's really low. If it's really low, it runs at 12.8. But today I think it's running 13.2 with the knock sensor pulling 7 degrees with a Air 43. But I don't know if I'm gonna make any more passes. I'm gonna get home, and I had the GoPro going. Inside the car. Hopefully I can see the AFR. I want to see what the difference is in the AFR between 93 and VP 110. I would have thought that those would have had the same AFR, but they definitely do not. So, I mean, that race gas on that 93 tune slowed the car down considerably. But I know it ain't something else because it's just running too good. But anyway. Alright, we did our first round of trophy race. I guessed 1190 dial in, it ran 1194. But terrible reaction time for both of us. I was cutting those 7s, I don't know what happened there. Maybe watching his tree confused me, but you can't beat the time you dial in at. He dialed in at 1280. He ran at 1262, so he broke out, which automatically gave me the win. But you know, I did, they're both terrible reaction times, but I did beat him on the tree by 0.031. And I ran pretty close to my time, and I even short shifted at that time, so it's like in this midnight air. I short shifted both gears actually. But yeah, so your time don't start until you take off. So the longer you sit there on that light, that reaction time, you're giving the other person a head start. So for instance, say I cut a .02 and run dead on my time. If they cut a .01 lower than the 02 and run dead on their time, they win by .01 because they beat me on the tree. If that makes any sense to you. So another example is, say if I dial 1190 and I get treed by a tenth, and he runs within a tenth of his time, there's no way for me to beat him without breaking out. Well, they called round 2, so let's try to get a better reaction this time. We got lucky on that one.
So I ran 1196 on this one, but at 109, so the trap speed was down. And the reason for that is because I treat him so bad that when I got to the end, I had a huge gap on him, so I just let off the gas, so I didn't chance breaking out, which didn't matter because he broke out by quite a bit. Looks like he broke out by .13. So I would have won either way. But 1196 at 109, letting off the gas there. And here's why I was confused by the DA. This Kentucky Dragway app is really cool. You can pull your time slips up on it, and it'll typically tell you what considers what the DA is the temperature, the barometric pressure, the humidity, and the track elevation. So the higher the DA is, the slower your car goes, because the air just ain't as good. So I was confused because this was saying 1,800 feet. Now, I was thinking in my head, that's not right, because usually weather, like we were having that day, it's usually, 3,000 to 4,000. But I got to talking with my buddy Rick, and he was like, yeah, look, it's only showing 66 degrees. So that's when I realized, well, that's not right, which I didn't think it was right to begin with, but that's why I had the DA confused. But unfortunately, the weather rolled in and the wind started blowing really, really hard. I mean, it was blowing really, really hard. And it started to sprinkle a little bit, so they went ahead and shut the track down. I made it to the semifinals. There was 4 cars left, and one of those other 4 cars was Rick. He made it to the semifinals as well, and is both on LT1. And we were hoping to, me and him, to get in the finals. But storm rolled in and canceled the races, so we wasn't able to do that. The day after the races, Brandon changed his fuel pump. He put the Warbro, however you pronounce that, fuel pump in it that I used to use on my car when it was on 93 octane and I was spraying 150 shot. So hopefully that'll fix his issue. If it don't, then there's a wiring issue somewhere that's cutting it in and out, and we'll just have to go through that. Then my buddy Tyler, who you saw earlier in the video, he has one of the newer Camaros, and he put a cam in it, and hopefully he can get that thing to 500 rear wheel horsepower with the cam like a lot of people are doing with those cars. It just needs a little bit more tuning on it. He may take it to a dyno tune, but hopefully he'll be racing with us soon. Then Austin with the Mustang is going to change his O2 sensor. and he's going to get a dyno tune on his, and then he'll be racing with us. Then Austin with the Malibu, his car was running really good. It's running 11.4 that day, I believe, and that's DA corrected. That's high 10s, low 11s, so that car's running really good. But that's going to do it for this video. It's we raced on Friday. Today's Sunday, Father's Day, and I want to wish all you fathers and dads out there happy Father's Day. Have a great day.